What's up, guys? We're back here in my kitchen again, and we're gonna talk about the way I start my day basically every single day. Okay, I've been doing this for a long time, and it works great for energy levels, digestion, just kind of sets you up on the right foot for the day of eating, drinking, and training. Okay, all right, so the base of this recipe comes from Charles Poliquin. He's been a genius forever, arguably one of the best coaches in the industry. Right, so the basis of this recipe is the water, the salt, and the lime, okay, the fresh lime. Okay, these other things here have just been little things I've added over the years and kind of tweaked the recipe. Right, so let's go over the benefits of each, and then we'll make one up here. Okay, so first of all, I got a liter of water here. Okay, a liter of water is the first thing I drink in the morning. I take about a half an hour to drink it, okay? So you've been sleeping all night, right? You haven't eaten, you haven't drank, right? So hopefully you slept for about 8 hours or more, right? Because that's the amount of rest you need. So you're dehydrated and you're hungry, okay, when you get up. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna pour yourself a liter of water. Okay, now the second thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get yourself a fresh lime here. Okay, the reason we use fresh lime, as opposed to like that lime juice in the bottle is because the bottle may have come from, limes that are a little bit out of date or a little rotten, right? Because most times the limes you see on the shelf, right, are nice and fresh, right? And then the bad ones will usually go into the juice and you don't know how old it is, so use a fresh lime. That's key. Now the salt. Okay, the salt, here I'm using today is a pink Himalayan sea salt. Okay, we don't want to use a table salt. That's horrible. Okay, we want to use a colored salt, right? Either Himalayan sea salt, which here is pink, or you'll find Celtic sea salt, right, which is like a grayish. It's also great. For me, I alternate in between the two, right? So I'll use Himalayan for a while, then I'll go to Celtic for a while. Okay, so why this stuff here? Okay, so we explained the waterway already, so the lime. So a lot of people have issues with the amount of acid in the stomach. Right, so if you don't have enough acid in your stomach, right, you can't break down the food you're eating. If you can't break down the food you're eating, you can't absorb it. And you can't absorb it, you can't grow. So a lot of guys eating all this food, right, it's going in and then it's going out. Okay, it's not getting absorbed, right? So you're wasting your money on all this food, right? So lime juice and lemon juice will actually mimic the properties of the acid in your stomach. Okay, so they'll do a couple things, right? So it'll bring the acid levels up and it'll make your stomach think to make more acid, right? So two good things there, right? So that's great there. Second thing with the lime is it'll assist with the detox of the liver. Okay, it has a lot of vitamin C in it, and it's gonna act as a kind of like a protectant of the liver, right? So it's gonna aid in liver function. Okay, now the salt here, right? So the salt is gonna do a couple things. Okay, first it's gonna help with our adrenal function, right? Our adrenals are these little glands that are basically responsible for about 50 hormones in the body, right? They're very important, right? So, and they rely a lot on sodium to function, right? So that's the first benefit of the salt, right? Is gonna help our adrenals function right and regulate properly, right? The second function, which a lot of you are going to be interested in, right, is muscle contraction, right? But your muscle can't contract without sodium, right? So we need a good quality salt. Coming over here to the things that I've added in over the years. Okay, so this is the Superman multivitamin powder. For multivitamins, something I recommend for everybody. Okay, one of the 3 supplements that I recommend for everybody. Okay, so this is going to add in like an insurance policy. Okay, for any little deficiencies that you may have. You might say, oh, I'm a good eater, I get all my vitamins, minerals. Right, you don't know what's going on in there, right? So this is a good insurance policy. If you're a man, you want a multivitamin, right, without iron in it, right? Because we get enough iron as men. Normally men need a little more meat than women, right? So we get enough iron. Women are going to be a little more deficient in iron, right? So I would recommend a multivitamin that has some iron in it for women. Second thing we got here is our super greens. This is an awesome supplement, right? It's loaded with a bunch of green vegetables, and I think there's some super fruits in here too, actually. Got some flaxseed oil, got some pumpkin seed oil. Right, it's got kale, it's got celery, it's got carrot, it's got a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, this is awesome stuff. This is also going to assist in the alkalinity in our body, right? So again, alkalinity is going to kind of assist us in nutrient absorption, nutrient breakdown, right? So we want our body to be a little more alkaline. Okay, so that's going to assist with that. This is also going to assist people who don't eat a lot of vegetables. Now, I'm not saying this is a replacement for eating vegetables, because you have to eat vegetables. If you're eating 10 to 12 servings of vegetables a day, large helpings of vegetables a day, this is not for you, you're good, right? You eat enough vegetables, but I can tell you that's about, 5% of the population, right? A lot of people will need to supplement a green vegetable. The guys that are into bodybuilding, like, you're constantly eating all the time. Eating just gets annoying, right? So the more stuff I can drink, I really like it, okay? So this super green stuff is awesome in the morning. Get those green vegetables in you first thing, right? And we'll get our body off kind of right for the day. The third thing I have here is the branched chain amino acids. Okay, this is the orange flavor. It's my favorite of the brand. And with the flavor of the lime and everything else, it's actually a good flavor. Branched chain amino acids in the morning, just like protein in the morning, very, very, very important, okay? So we want to set our body off in that kind of anabolic way, right? That everybody likes to say, right? We want to be anabolic, right? And the way we do that is get protein in us in the morning, right? The first thing we want to eat in the morning, and we'll talk about good breakfast to pair with this in another video. Okay, but branched chain amino acids are basically the building blocks of protein, okay? So they're pre-broken down, right? They're just gonna get absorbed in you, right? So this is gonna be a great way to get your body off in that kind of anabolic way for the day. All this stuff here, right, is gonna set our body up for digestion, nutrient absorption, and it's gonna help with energy production as well, right? So you're gonna feel better in the daytime. Okay, so let's mix one up. Okay, so I got my liter of water here. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my funnel. All right, so I got my funnel here. I'm gonna start with my aminos. All right, so again, this is the orange flavor. So I'm going to take a nice big heaping scoop, which is about 10 grams of branched chain amino acids, right? That's sufficient for the first thing in the morning. All right, second thing I'm getting my super greens here. This is going to taste like kind of like almost a green tea. It's actually very, very good. A lot of people say, oh, and I don't know what that tastes like. Well, I'm telling you it tastes like tea, and I'm telling you it tastes delicious. So I'm going to add 1 scoop in there. My funnel like so. Now I'm going to add my scoop of multivitamin. So a lot of people are going to say, oh, does it taste like vitamins? Yeah, if you drink it on its own, yeah, it tastes like vitamins, right? But it's gonna get lost in this mixture and you're not even gonna taste it. Okay, it's like just a little baby scoop here. So I'm gonna get a scoop of my multi here and I'm gonna fire that in there. But now for my salt, I'm gonna kind of eyeball about 1/4 teaspoon, right? So just, I'll give your grinder a few turns. Now for this lime, okay, this is a little kind of trick I do with my lime to get it kind of nice and juicy, right? Put your lime in the microwave for about 15 seconds, okay? And you're gonna find you're gonna get a lot more juice out of it. Okay, so now we're out of the microwave, okay, with 15 seconds. Second thing you're gonna do to elicit a little more juice is just kind of roll it with your palm. Just roll it like such. And you're gonna get a little paring knife, just gonna cut her in half like that. Give it a squeeze one, you see lots of juice on the way out of there, lots of juice. You're gonna get your second half, lots of juice. Now what I'll do with these lime scraps, so I'll actually kind of cut them up and put them in my water bottle for the rest of the day, right? So every time you fill your water, it has a little hint of lime in it. It's actually nice. All right, so I put my funnel down, I put a lid on it here. I'm just gonna give her a good shake. Yeah, and then you're ready to go. So like I said, I'll take about half an hour to drink this. Half hour after that, I'll have my first meal, and we'll talk about that in another video too, right? Because the first meal is very, very important. And that's all for today, guys.